Um, I think I would define it as a person knowing themselves, knowing their craft in terms of knowing who I am personally, but also knowing and having the competency and skills in using that to um, connect and with those in which you lead as a way to propel the vision and mission forward.
Peter, do you have anything else to add to that? How would you define leadership?
I'm really glad you asked Michael that first so I could take time to process because that's a huge question.
It is a
You know,
huge
my
question.
initial answer was going to be I'm a huge fan of Greenleaf's work on servant leadership, but at the same time, adding to what Michael's saying is that yeah, I see a leader's job. I see leadership as somebody that can build capacity of the people that work with them. And we're talking about, teachers and staff, but we're also talking about students that they're somebody that makes those around them better at whatever it is they need to be better at.
Mm,
Because we also find that there's so many kids and adults sometimes that they don't have they don't seem to have the opportunities that Michael and I have.
mm,
I mean, I feel very grateful every day for the opportunity to do the work that I'm doing. Like going from an unsuccessful background and being successful in the very thing that I was actually a failure at,
interesting.
is it's a gift that not everybody gets they don't always have the opportunity to do that. They don't always find that thing that is life-changing for them. I feel like leadership is the more we can help people find that thing that's going to be life-giving for them, that's what leadership is too. Certainly not an elevator speech though.
You know what we often see in our workshops
Yeah.
is in the reason that I started about myself first is we often hear, teach me how to help get buy-in from my staff
Mhm.
or fix my staff.
Mm,
And we really start from a centered approach of we need to work with you as a leader first, and what are the roles that you can contribute to support that. If you don't start with you and you only are pointing and the mirror is facing outward and not facing towards you, the effectiveness levels we believe goes down.
yeah. I remember when I first took on my leadership position, an assistant principal role in a school, and we just had a very, I think I'd just come off paternity leave, and so a very young child, and I remember it was my first leadership gig, and my boss had sold me as this like she was very generous with her words, but on the application sold me as this some visionary leader that was, and she was very generous and very kind. But I got into that role, and I think they were expecting somebody very different to the leader that they got. And I remember feeling so overwhelmed. I sat in my car and burst into tears and thought, "Oh my gosh, I had this idea of what I thought a leader should be, which was someone that had all the answers, somebody that knew exactly what to do in a crisis." And that's not the case. I mean, you seem to be maybe advocating for more of a compassionate approach to leadership, while competency and skill is really important. You seem to be advocating for someone who can listen and someone who can understand and someone who can be strategic, but really sort of builds that capacity with people around them, which I think is wonderful.